Subscription is a big part of our life, whether it is Netflix, Amazon Prime, or even a gym membership. But the question is, why do we subscribe? Because subscription makes our life easier and it brings things we love on a regular basis. Toastmaster feels almost a lot like a subscription. It's a space where we keep coming to build our skills, learn, and grow meeting after meeting. Just like how we subscribe to things that improve our day-to-day life, we are all signed up for the journey of improving ourselves here in this Toastmaster meeting. Good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. A warm welcome to meeting number 57 of the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasang Mani, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As Sergeant at Arms, it is my responsibility to highlight some key points for today's meeting. First, the meeting is blocked for 2 hours, urging you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit. Second, your video should be on, your audio should be off. Only unmute yourself when you need to speak or call to speak. Third, regarding the topic of sex, religion, and politics. Even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, we request all the role takers and speakers to be mindful while speaking on these topics and refrain from creating any controversies. Our club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let me hand over this meeting to our today presiding officer, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Before I do so, let me introduce our today presiding officer, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Toastmaster Renu Kaushal is a certified soft skills and pause trainer and an image consultant, a Triple Crown winner and path breaker. Renu is deeply passionate about connecting with people, understanding their stories, and empowering them to grow through meaningful conversation. Beyond her professional work, she enjoys cooking and gardening, activities that help her stay centered. Over to you, Presiding Officer Renu Kaushal.
Good evening, Gabbys. Let's hear a warm welcome to all the visiting Toastmasters members and the esteemed guests. Before we begin, let's give a big round of applause to the Sergeant of Arms at today's meeting, Toastmaster Prasang, for having a good start and ensuring today's meetings began promptly and seamlessly. Thank you, Toastmaster Prasang. So as a presiding officer for today, I now declare the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmaster meeting number 57 officially open. May today's meeting spark new ideas, foster meaningful connections, and give you a glimpse of the supportive and dynamic learning environment we all cherish. A quick note about what exactly is Toastmasters, and that is for the benefit of the guest. It is a 100-plus-year-old community which was founded by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley and was united by one powerful mission, which is to help people find their voice, build confidence, and grow as communicators and leaders. We at Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmaster, we nurture that very spirit. Our meetings offer a welcoming space to share ideas, practice speaking, learn through thoughtful feedbacks, and celebrate each other's growth every step of the way. Now I'll take a moment to welcome the area director of our district, of our area. Can we have Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi on the camera, please? I can see you, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Are you there? Okay, by the time she comes back.
Yes, they do.
Okay, yes, we are. Can we please spotlight her? Okay, are you available for on camera?
Just allow me a second.
Yes. Welcome to the club meeting as an area director, right? And for the benefit of all the members and the visiting Toastmasters and guests, she is also the member of our club and right now serving as the area director. Welcome. Hope you enjoy our meeting. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu.
Now let us invite some guests. If we have some guests other than, no. Okay. Let's carry on with our meeting today. So before we proceed with today's meeting, I would like this an opportunity to welcome one of our newest member, Toastmaster Maitri Das. Though she is not here, we will all welcome her in absentia. And we will await her introduction in the days to come. You will get to see her poster. Thank you. So it's now my pleasure to introduce the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra, who is currently serving as the treasurer of our sister club, the Gabbys. A brief introduction about him. Toastmaster Pushpak is a chartered accountant with over 6 years of experience in accounting, auditing, taxation, and financial reporting. He is currently the assistant manager in finance controllership at Levis, where he brings his hands-on experience in audit handling, MIS reporting, and regulatory compliance. In his role, he reflects a strong foundation in finance and a dedication to ensure accuracy and adherence to financial regulation. He is joining us today and just to question us, why do we all subscribe? And probably he will help us understand why we shouldn't. The virtual stage is all yours, Toastmaster Pushpak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, for your warm welcome. Hello, good evening, Toastmasters. Before I start, I want to conduct a small survey. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to fill any sort of Excel sheet. Just you can raise your hand. First question is, how many of you have at least one subscription that gets automatically deducted every month? You can raise your hand. Well, we have so many subscriptions, like whether it is a Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Gem, now AI classes, cloud storage, etc., etc. Even your credit card is saying, sir, please stop subscribing. Second question, how many of you know exactly how much you spend on all of your subscription every month? We know our salary, we know our rent, we know our EMI. But somehow we don't know how much we spend on Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, and different other apps, which are collectively taking from us. Now, final question, and be honest. How many of you are currently paying for something which you have not used in the last 30 days? Please raise your hand. See, a few months ago, I was looking my bank statement and I saw something very strange. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, AI subscription, fitness app, so many subscription which I did not even remember buying it. I thought, what is this? Who subscribed me? Then I realized I subscribed myself. And that's when I started wondering, why do intelligent people keep paying for things they barely use? Why do we subscribe to a gym in January and stop going in February? Why we buy a productivity app to organize all the things we are supposed to do, and then we spend 3 hours in watching YouTube? Why do we keep subscription that we are not using for long time? That is not just a finance problem, it's a psychology problem. And there is actually some fascinating science behind it. Today, I want to take you inside the science behind our subscription life, because the interesting question is not how many subscription do I have. The interesting question is, why do I keep paying for something which I don't use? And once you understand that, you will start noticing that some psychology is influencing far more than just our subscription. Now, I will introduce our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. Gaurii Aggarwal is a charter accountant turned image consultant and soft skills trainer, which helping companies addressing people management challenges as a leadership trainer and a life coach. She guides transformation journey through her brand, rebrand self. She also incorporates tarot as a tool for self-awareness and personal growth. Now, I will hand over the stage to Gaurii Aggarwal. Over to you, Gaurii.
Hello, hello, hello. A very good evening to Gabbys today. Now, today evening, I'm not just going to be listening to what the speakers are going to be saying. I'm going to watch this meeting like a production. And like every good production, this is going to have some stars, some supporting actors, some improv, and hopefully no background disasters. Now, whenever we have to achieve a demanding task, it cannot be done solo. So me too has a team, and my team comprises of the following members. The first member of my team is the timer, and the timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Toastmaster Sunil is highly enthusiastic about continuous learning and personal evolution, with a core belief in simplicity, integrity, and hard work. He joined Toastmasters to further refine his English communication and public speaking skills. He places high priority on building strong, meaningful relationships to enrich his human connections. Toastmaster Sunil.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As your timer tonight, my job is to track your time and send you notifications using my green, yellow, and red cards so that your speech doesn't exceed the time limit. In the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Mamta Jain, you are subscribed for a 10 to 15 minute slot. Am I right? So you will see the green at 10, yellow at 12, and red at 15. Toastmaster Samita Kar, for your 5 to 7 minutes speech, you will see green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. And both of you have a 30 minutes grace period, 30 seconds grace period on either side. For the debate come table topic section, each speaker has 1 minute to put across their points. And they will see the red card and get muted at 1 minute mark. In the evaluation section, evaluators, you are on a 2 to 3 minutes plan. So please expect that you will see green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And like prepared speakers, you will also have a 30 seconds grace period on either side. In addition, for all role takers, to ensure that our meeting ends on time, I'll show you the red card as soon as you hit the time limit on the agenda. So please keep an eye on your notifications and stay within time limit, because I want all of you to be qualified for the polls by the clock. Good luck to you. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for an exhaustive explanation of your role. The next member of my team is the language evaluator, and that is Toastmaster Gaurav Babu. Toastmaster Gaurav is a design engineer based in Bangalore with an undergrad degree in mechanical engineering and a postgrad in tool engineering. He's passionate about swimming, sketching, and bike rides, and is currently a budding entrepreneur working in the medical engineering space. Driven by a desire to grow as a communicator and a leader, he has joined Toastmasters. Toastmaster Gaurav, please explain us your role.
Thank you for the warm introduction, Toastmaster Gaurii. So just like Netflix, I am your free subscription to evaluate your language, good usage and bad usage. So today it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to the language usage and give the report in the end. But anyways, as the language evaluator, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. And in today's meeting, the word of the day is a simple word, resilient, which means to be able to recover quickly from difficulties, strong and adaptable. Let me give you an example or two. Her resilient spirit helped her overcome challenges while staying focused on her goals. Let's remain resilient as a team, adapting to the changes while staying focused on our goals. So these are two examples. So I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day, and I'll be posting the word of the day in the chat below. So that is about me. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. And with that explanation of their roles as timer and language evaluator, we are definitely here to make today's speakers resilient, because it's going to be a hard challenge. The next member of my team. Now, sometimes life throws challenges which need impromptu decisions. Can I have anyone in the meeting who wants to step up as a listener? Oh, we already have a listener. That is DTM Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav Dutta is the VP Education for the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. He's also the founder of Practive, which is a training company. And he has won multiple contests at the district level. So this is DTM Sourav Dutta as the listener for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So as the listener for today's meeting, I would be evaluating the listening skills that the participants demonstrate during the course of this meeting. For doing that, I would be asking a few questions when invited by the General Evaluator to do so towards the end of the meeting. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Gaurii Aggarwal.
Thank you, Sourav. Now, I also have evaluators in my team, but I will introduce them to you as and when their role shows up. For now, back to the Toastmaster of the day, and we will come back with our reports when called upon by you. Toastmaster Pushpak.
Thank you, Gaurii. Now I will start with the Toastmaster structure, which typically have three parts. One is prepared speeches, second is table topic, and last one is evaluation section. Now, I will first go with the prepared speeches section, where we have two speakers today. First speaker is Toastmaster Mamta Jain. She brings with her a unique blend of creativity and logic, being both a visual designer, and an engineer. This rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical clarity. She believes that when creativity meets structure, even the most complex idea can be transformed into a meaningful impact. Today, she will be attempting her level 4 project with club series from Path Motivational Strategies, and her speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. Is Sachin is available? Can you confirm once?
Yeah, I am available. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Toastmaster Mamta Jain.
Second
Speech
evaluator.
title is Every Member and an Ambassador. Speech title is Every Member and Ambassador. Over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to begin by asking you a simple question. How many of you joined Toastmasters because someone personally invited you? Show your hands. Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. If you are like most resilient Toastmasters, your journey didn't begin with a Google search or a brochure. It began because someone simply said, "Why don't you visit our Toastmasters Club?" That one invitation changed our lives. Now let me share my screen. I think it is visible.
Yes, it is.
Dr. Rolf C. Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters, wisely said, "Let us share the benefits we have gained for Toastmasters for ourselves with others." Each one of us has benefited from Toastmasters in different ways. Some have become better speakers, some have become confident leaders, some have made lifelong friends. For me, Toastmasters has been a journey of transformation. When I joined, I lacked the confidence to speak in front of an audience. Even taking up my first meeting role made me nervous. But meeting after meeting, the encouragement, constructive evaluations, and supportive environment helped me grow. Today, I have delivered speeches, evaluated fellow members, conducted table topics sessions, and confidently taken on different meeting roles. Looking back, I can clearly see how far I have come. If Toastmasters has made such a positive difference in our lives, shouldn't we give someone else the same opportunity? I would like to talk about finding new members for your club. We will explore 3 simple questions. Why are new members important? How can we attract them? How can we make every guest feel welcome? Let's begin with why new members matter. Imagine 2 Toastmasters clubs. The first club has only 8 members. The same people perform multiple meeting roles. Every week, speech slots remain empty and meetings gradually become repetitive. Over time, enthusiasm begins to fade. Now imagine another club with 25 active members. Every meeting features engaging speeches, lively table topics, constructive evaluations, and plenty of leadership opportunities. Which club would you rather be part of? I think we all know the answer. New members bring fresh energy, new ideas, different perspectives, and future leaders. More importantly, they keep our club vibrant, dynamic, and sustainable. So the next question is, whose responsibility is it to find new members? Many people believe it is the vice president membership's job. But in reality, every member is a membership ambassador. Every one of us has the power to introduce someone to Toastmasters. So, how can we do that? The first and the simplest way is to talk to people we already know. Think about your friends, colleagues, relatives, neighbors, or business associates. Do you know someone who hesitates to speak in meetings? Someone preparing for interviews? Someone who wants to become a more confident leader? Instead of giving them a long explanation about Toastmasters, simply say, Toastmasters has helped me become more confident. Would you like to visit one meeting with me? People trust personal recommendations far more than advertisements. A second way is to become a walking ambassador. Wear your Toastmasters membership pin. The third way is display your Toastmaster magazine on the desk or coffee table. You never know when someone might ask, what is Toastmasters? Just tell your story. Share how Toastmasters helped you overcome stage fear, improve your communication skills, or become a more confident speaker. Stories inspire people far more than facts. The fourth way is to make good use of social media. Today's world is digital. Before joining any organization, most people search online. Create an attractive profile on platforms such as Meetup, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Share photos from club meetings. Celebrate member achievements. Post educational tips or upcoming events. When people see real members learning, growing, and enjoying themselves, they become curious. Another excellent way to introduce people to Toastmasters is through a speechcraft program. Some people hesitate to become members immediately. Speechcraft gives them the opportunity to experience the Toastmasters learning journey in a shorter, structured format. Many Speechcraft participants eventually become enthusiastic club members. Now, I would like to make this session interactive. Take a moment and think one person in your life who could benefit from Toastmasters. Maybe it is a colleague, maybe it is a student, maybe it is a family member, maybe it is a friend who avoids public speaking. Now ask yourself, have you ever invited that person? Sometimes Our next club member is already in our contact list. Finding guests, however, is only half the journey. The next step is even more important. How we treat our guests. Imagine you are visiting a Toastmasters club for the very first time. You enter the meeting. Nobody greets you. Nobody introduces themselves. Everyone seems busy talking to people they already know. How would you feel? Probably uncomfortable. Now imagine a different experience. Someone welcomes you with a smile, introduces you to other members, sits beside you, explains what table topics and evaluations are, checks in with you after the meeting. Which club would you visit again? The answer is obvious. People may not remember every speech they hear, but they will always remember how they were treated. Every member can help create that memorable experience. Welcome guests warmly. Learn and remember their names. Introduce them to other members. Sit with them during the meeting and explain unfamiliar terms like table topics, evaluator, or grammarian. After the meeting, spend a few minutes talking with them. Ask what they enjoyed. Answer their questions honestly. If the club has an informal gathering after the meeting, invite them to join. Most importantly, invite them back. Not everyone joins after their first visit. Some people need 2 or 3 visits before making a decision. Toastmasters International also recognizes members who sponsor their members through various membership building programs. Toastmasters has an individual membership building program. If you sponsor 5 new members in one program year, you can receive a blue pin. If you sponsor 10 new members, you can receive a burgundy pin. If you sponsor 15 new members, you qualify for a 25% discount code on your next Toastmasters online store purchase. Receiving a ribbon or certificate is certainly rewarding, but I believe the greatest reward is something much bigger. It is watching someone who once feared speaking stand confidently at the lectern and inspire others. That is the true success of Toastmasters. I would like to end with one final activity. Please make a fist. Now slowly open your hand. Imagine you are offering an invitation. Not forcing, not convincing, simply inviting. Inside that invitation could be someone's first speech, their first leadership role, their first moment of confidence. More than 100 years ago, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley began this movement with a simple belief that people grow when they learn together. Today, that responsibility belongs to each of us. So, here is my challenge for all of us. Before our next Toastmaster meeting, invite one person, welcome them warmly, help them feel they belong, because clubs don't grow through marketing. Clubs grow through members who care. One invitation, one guest, one future Toastmaster. Thank you. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. Now it's time to our second speaker, Toastmaster Samita Kar. She is a women empowerment coach who has dedicated her life to build confident communicator and future leaders. With her powerful background in teaching, leadership, and public speaking, she brings clarity, courage, and consistency to everything she does. Today, she will be attempting her level 1 project 2 from Path Visionary Communication. And her speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Devishree V and Rahul Swami. May I know Devishree and Rahul Swami is available in today's meeting?
Yes, I am
Yes, I
available.
am available.
Okay. Now, over to you, Toastmaster Samita. Your speech title is Room to Zoom, Room to Zoom. Over to you.
Hello. 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 This was my first experience of a Toastmasters meeting. Raise your hand if you had joined Toastmaster because you wanted to be confident communicators. Yes, I can see Prasang. Toastmaster Prasang, Toastmaster Gaurii, Toastmaster Rahul. I was a good communicator, or so I thought. So, what did I see in Toastmaster? I saw that they gave something called an evaluation, which I had not received. So, I wanted evaluation. For me, it was quite a simple journey. I knew how to speak. I will go speech after speech. They will evaluate. I will change. That 6 months, I am a Toastmaster and I know everything about speeches. I was an offline confident speaker. What I didn't know is Zoom. That first day when I was attending, current went off. So the Wi-Fi was also down. For the first time in my life, I was struggling to figure out, not my laptop, but my mobile, how to put on the mobile data and join the Zoom on a mobile platform. You can imagine my plight. By the way, let me tell you, mobile, Zoom on mobile, and me, we are not kind of best of friends, even today. I love my laptop. But what happened was, there was no current. I needed to do something. What did I do? Sat, thinking, overthinking. I did everything wrong. Everyone will think I am a failure. Why did this happen? What should I do now? What I didn't do was just step out of my comfort zone and solve the problem. If I was sitting in a room which was dark, I could have stepped out and gone to a room which had proper light and a mobile connectivity there. I was so confused that day. The second meeting, Wi-Fi check. I had backup done. Then I remembered something called as the HDMI cable. It seems if you put that, your network comes very well. So now this meeting, I don't have any problem. Started the meeting very eagerly waiting. Can you guess what happened? Nothing. The bulb went out. But this time I was prepared. I took my laptop, went to the other room because I knew where there's light, I can attend my meeting. Of course, I've done a recce about my room. Where is the best Wi-Fi connection, even when there is no electricity? Check, check, check. Third meeting, what can go wrong? I was fully prepared. I sat. Somehow something felt different. I don't know why, but I am used to speaking to people directly when they are in front of me. Every evaluation had the same thing because I was looking here, there, expecting people in a Zoom call when the people are there in your screen in front of you. And what happened? Every evaluation, same thing I got. Samita, look at the camera. Samita, look at the camera. Okay, where is the camera? By the way, oh, that small dot. Again, I had to search for it. Where is the camera? That small dot. Finally, convinced myself I have to talk to a dot and believe I'm talking to real people. Practiced it. So by this time, 2 months were over and I knew I had aced it. Nothing is going to stop me now. The next meeting. Suddenly something felt wrong. I couldn't hear the meeting. And I did what any intelligent people would do. Go close to the laptop. The evaluator said, Samita, don't get inside the laptop. Please maintain your distance. But I can't hear anything. Said, look around you. Something might be making a noise. Oh, I got it. My fan was making that noise. The outside noise, the environment noise was so high that I could not hear. Done. Check. Next time, put it off while I am speaking. Now what is left? Every time I spoke, I felt something below me while I was speaking. Please put your laptop at eye level. How? I don't know how. And a simple solution, best ROI that I can get, that was buying a stand. Oh, lo and behold, the stand elevated the laptop. It was at high level. I could see everything properly. That was the digital movement. Enjoyed it, loved it. Next, I knew I was a confident speaker, but I never knew Zoom can be so challenging. But once I figured everything out, I wanted to elevate myself. Why? Because I wanted a good experience for myself and the people whom I am speaking to. So came the next one, that is this mic. A mic enhancing the sound. And then last came a camera. You can see the wide range that I am speaking, and you can hear and see me. That is because of my camera. I have realized one thing. Speeches help us connect with people. Why did I join? I joined because I wanted to become a good speaker. On the journey, I knew that online and offline is different. And if I wanted to have a good experience, I need to elevate myself. Isn't that what all of us should be doing? Today you're standing here, tomorrow you want to get there. What do you need? Small tweaks in your life that will make a huge change. From the room to the Zoom. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita. Now we'll continue with the science behind the subscription. Now we have already understand that many of us are paying for the things we don't use it. Let's understand why we do it. Because subscription companies are not just selling us Netflix, Spotify, gym membership, etc., etc. They are selling us something which our brain absolutely loves, which is convenience. They say it's only rupees 299. Let me give you a two choice. Option A, you need to pay 12,000 rupees today. Option B, you just need to pay rupees 999 every month. Which one you will feel cheaper? Obviously, 999 rupees. But calculation wise, 990 rupees multiplied into 12 months is 11,988, which is almost 12,000 rupees. So, why does our brain say 999? That's okay. Because we don't naturally think about the total cost. We think about the small payment happening today. That's why 199 doesn't hurt, 299 doesn't hurt, 499 doesn't hurt. But 10 small subscription goes together, it's like one mosquito, it's not a big deal. 10 mosquito, then you will start questioning your life choices. Now, I will give you some another trick, the duo effect. Have you ever taken a free trial? Any one of you, you can raise your hand if you have taken any free trial. Let's say try premium free for 30 days. Obviously, for free, we always say yes. Then they ask for our card details. We enter it, we enjoy the premium feature, and somewhere in the fine print, your subscription will automatically renew, because after 30 days you don't need to again the re-enter your credit card. It will, once 30 days come, we forget, and 31 days automatically 499 rupees deducted, and we say, oh, we'll cancel it later. But you must have seen cancellation is not easy, and our brain loves always the default option. If auto renewal is already on, doing nothing is easier than canceling it. And cancellation can sometimes feels like a MBA entrance exam. Open the app, find setting, find subscription, and click cancel, confirm. Are you really sure? They will give you some discount instead of canceling. They will ask, take 30% discount. Okay, fine, we are getting 30% discount, will stay, and we don't cancel it. So lesson is very simple. What is automatically often continues, even when we don't choose it, we get it. Now it's time to go for our table topic session. And today's table topic session will be headed by our Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. She will be attempting level 2 project 3 persuasive influence, and her evaluator of the project is Dr. Archana Prajapati. May I know if Archana is available in meeting? Okay. Okay. Now I will hand over the stage to our table topic master, Renu Kaushal. Over to you, Renu.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Are we all set for the jam session today? Can we make some noise here? I don't see many people on the camera. It's your time to switch on your cameras if you want to participate in the jam debate competition. Not a competition, rather a session. So before I start, let me, for the benefit of the guest and the visiting Toastmasters, let me quickly explain what the roles are. So before I announce the topic, I will randomly pick 2 speakers from this room, and I'll prefer those who are on camera rather than hiding behind those boxes, black boxes. Since this is an impromptu speaking session, we want to make it interesting and fun. So please switch on your cameras. Once I announce the topic, each speaker will get 1 minute to present their perspective. And here is the twist. One speaker will argue in favor of the topic, while the other will argue against it. And there is no right or wrong side. You don't have to agree with the argument as well, but your only job is to make us believe it. So don't worry what you think about, but just try and make us believe it. For the next 1 minute, your perspective is the right perspective. So at the end of the 1 minute, the Zoom moderator will mute you, and the timer will display the red card to signal that your time is up. I'll quickly sum up the rules once again. 1 topic, 2 speakers, each speaker gets 1 minute. 1 speaker talks in favor while the other against it. At the end of 1 minute, the Zoom moderator will mute you, and the timer will display the red card. So let's begin the session. And I will invite Toastmaster Rahul Swami to come on camera and Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. Yes, thank you. Can we please spotlight the timer as well? Okay. Keeping up with the theme of the day, my topic to you is, the more subscriptions you have, the less freedom you have. The topic is, the more subscriptions you have, the less freedom you have. I'm pasting the topic in the chat. Toastmaster Rahul will speak in favor, while Toastmaster Sachin will speak against. Toastmaster Rahul, your time starts now.
I was having subscription to Netflix. I was also having subscription to an app which creates PPT, and it helps me in my presentation making. And it was before AI was there. And also I had one more subscription, and that was some fitness app. I thought that these things will help me. And for the first month, I thought some of it is free, except Netflix. But there was a lack of freedom, as when I saw at my when I looked at my bank statement, I saw that my money is going furiously to these big companies, right? And I thought that
the more subscription we have, I have a subscription of Netflix, I have a subscription of GeoStar, I have a subscription of Amazon Prime, and the other subscription also I have. More subscription we have, I believe that there is more choices. We can see whatever we want. For example, during the World Cup, I could easily watch the football World Cup on one of the subscriptions. Had it not been there, I could not have watched the World Cup. And at the same time, let's say on the weekends, if I don't like Netflix, one of the shows in Netflix, I can easily switch on to Prime. There are so many contents available. If I don't like that, both the Netflix and Amazon Prime, I can switch on to Zio or some sports channel. So there are variety of presentation, variety of topic which we can choose, and it really makes us interesting. As I compare to earlier when only Doordarshan was there, we were only supposed to watch Chitrahar during the week or one or two Ramayana or
Yeah, that was a wonderful take by both the speakers. Thank you. I completely resonate with both of them. Both of them have made a point. Rahul Swami said, like, it's the recurring expenses. They make the freedom, the charm of freedom taken away. While the freedom of choosing between what we want to watch was very well said by our Toastmaster Sachin. Now it's time for our next. May I request Smruti and Sourav? Can we please have you on cameras, please? Can we please spotlight Sourav and Smruti? Thank you. I think Sourav is not available. Gaurii, would you like to go?
No, I think I already have enough time to speak today.
Okay.
Hey, can I participate, Renu?
Sorry, who's this?
This is Piyush.
Yes, sure, Piyush. Why not? Anybody who wants to participate, please keep your hand raised. It will be easy for me. So the topic for the two of you is FOMO is a valid reason to subscribe. And Smruti is going to speak in favor, and Piyush will be speaking against the topic.
FOMO is a valid reason to subscribe. Well, I hope we all are on the same page that FOMO is fear of missing out. And that's the reason why I got married as well. It was not my FOMO, please. It was the FOMO of my family that we should not have a daughter who is not married. So definitely FOMO is a reason why we subscribe to most of the aspect of life. And Toastmaster was another reason. My reason for joining Toastmasters was indeed FOMO. Definitely, like most of you, I wanted to work upon my vocal variety, my body language, and whatever I am today, and I am aspiring to be more. FOMO was one of the reasons because fellow teammates, fellow people were actually learning, aspiring, progressing, and I was not lacking behind, but I was not feeling that fulfillment wala feeling. And that's the reason why I decided to join Toastmasters. So, indeed, be marriage or Toastmaster. FOMO is one of the most crucial reason. Back to my worthy opponent.
My friends, I think it's not FOMO. You should opt for JOMO. What is JOMO? Joy of missing out. Now today everyone is chasing something. When there is Netflix and we hear that somebody is watching a movie in the Netflix, we have subscribed Netflix. The same goes for Instagram, the same goes for all the apps, all the AI apps, be it Amazon Prime, be it any app. So that is what is leading to the ruin of our youth today. If you see that the time that we are spending on digital devices is going up every day, and also that is the reason for why our attention span is going down every day, and that is leading to a lot of mental health issues, that is breaking down relationships. If you go to any restaurant, if you go to any home, you will see that all the family members, instead of talking to each other, they are spending time on their mobile devices. So I think it's not the FOMO, it's the JOMO that we should adopt, and we should celebrate the joy of missing out.
Thank you, Smruti. Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush. I think the point is taken. Like joy of missing out stands out, and yes, we should tell about this to our parents whenever the new generation is getting married, that we should not fear, but we should get married for joy of missing out rather than fear of missing out. It's time for the next topic. I invite Richa K. Richa, are you there? Can you please come on camera? And I invite our area director, Sri Lakshmi, on camera, please. Thank you. Richa, are you there? Okay. In the meantime, Gaurav Babu, would you like to?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Okay, your topic will be gym memberships are cheaper than therapy. Gym memberships are cheaper than therapy. Sri Lakshmi is going to talk in favor, while Gaurav will speak against.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu, for the topic. I mean, gym memberships are, I believe, expensive when compared to, rather than being cheaper than these days. But I guess according to the cost of living that's actually there in Bangalore right now, I believe, gym therapies or gym expenses have risen up. But then there are a lot of, add-on values also that actually comes and a lot of health benefits. So I believe rather than being or taking it as an expensive one, I guess we also need to look at the benefits and what are the health benefits out of it, being at the fitness or being at working on yourself or being fit. I guess these are also like some of the plus points we'll actually need to look at. Rather than going for a therapy later, I believe, invest on yourself right now, even though it's going to be on an expensive side, rather than looking at a therapy later. So this is my point for it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, Gaurav, you can speak against.
So who here has a gym membership? How many of you actually go to the gym? I don't. So let me tell you why. When you're going to school, when we used to go to school, we used to go to school just because of two reasons. One, parents, the second, class teacher. We had someone who had to push us into the class. We had someone who had to hold us down onto the bench to make sure that we are actually seated for the sake of it at least. I think we are all still kids. We need people who push us or pull us and put us in place. So I would strongly believe therapy is a lot better than gym membership because we need those class teachers, we need those parents who actually hold us into the room. I mean, make us sit down and work out or whatever it is. So here, all of us are kids. Let's believe that and let's take up therapy.
That was a funny take, Gaurav. And yes, I totally agree. Physical activity does help us in keeping mentally in shape rather than physically. So thank you both the speakers. From next, I would invite Prasang. Prasang has already raised his hand. Devishree, would you like to go with next?
No, ma'am, I'm preparing.
Okay, no worries. Okay. Do we have Sourav in the room? Like, Sourav, would you like to come join? Sunil, I can take the time a bit for you if you want to join.
Okay.
Okay. Let me switch on the timer as well. Okay, your topic is Netflix knows my taste better than my family. It deserves my money. Netflix knows my taste better than my family, so it deserves my money. Sunil will speak in favor, Prasang will speak against.
Wow. What will happen if my children catch me watching a porn on Netflix? They don't understand my taste. They see that I am going to see Ramayana, Mahabharata on Netflix. But I don't. I'm young, still young. What I am 15 years old, but I have a young heart. So I fear when the day will come and my someday my children catch me watching Netflix and some illegal content, some you can say that some characterless content. So that's why I subscribe Netflix for my taste. Why should I care for them? They should watch Ramayana Mahabharata. They want. My wife wants to go kitty, so I don't interrupt her.
Yes, Prasang.
Do you believe that a tech platform, a streaming platform, Netflix knows you better than your parents, who has raised you since you're born? I mean, nobody knows us better than our parents. They have seen us from the moment we were like born till we grown up, right? So they know about each thoughts and the way we behave. And definitely, there is a lot of advancement in the tech. It does have a lot of recommendation system which recommend movies based on what you watch, but still it does a lot of mistakes. You know, you can't trust the tech, but you can trust your parents. And never says go to your parents and say that I trust Netflix more than you. I mean, that's not the right way. You know, they will slap you. What do you?
Thank you, Prasang, and thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for that day. Yes, you like if you want to have some say hidden interests, the interests that you haven't explored. I think Toastmaster Sunil has already given us an idea. We can make partners with Netflix. And yes, I totally agree with, can't agree like with Prasad, that if you ask, tell your parents that you trust Netflix more than them, they are definitely going to get disappointed. Okay, do we have some time? Yes, we do have time. Like, who would like to go next? Can we have some quick raise of hands? Pushpak, would you like to come for the topic? Okay, Shravan, yes. Shravan, yes. Thank you for coming on camera. Pushpak, would you like to? Okay, great. Mondays deserve more appreciation. Mondays deserve more appreciation. Pushpak is going to talk for, and Shravan is going to talk against.
Okay. So, yes, I always like Mondays. The reason behind it is that day, Monday is the day where we start with our karma. Generally, we always on over the weekend, we got relax, and Monday brings fresh energy to continue our goal. So that's the reason I always like Monday, because it gives freshness, it gives purpose to achieve something, to do something in our life, to do big. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Yes, Shravan.
Over to you, Shravan.
Yeah. Yeah. The moment I heard this topic, I recollected my childhood song. The essence of that song is sun rises every day. Why do we call only Sunday as Sunday? Every day is Sunday, isn't it? So why don't we call every day is Sunday when sun rises every day? So Monday or Sunday or whatever it may be, the mind is very, very important. Where we are, how we want to plan that day is crucial. It doesn't mean that only Mondays appreciate. We need to appreciate Mondays only. Every day you have to appreciate. We have to plan accordingly. Mind is a cause for that. So if your mind thinks it is every day is Sunday, it's Sunday. If every day is working day, it's working day. That's how I see this topic. Back to you, topics master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravan, for bringing the importance of the mindset rather than the day. So yes, after a relaxing weekend, it is a struggle to come back and appreciate Mondays. But yes, we will keep your thoughts in mind as well. Thank you. I think that is all the time I have today. And before I end, I completely enjoyed hosting this session today and looking forward to another session. And those of you who couldn't get an opportunity to participate this very time, we will be bringing another exciting jam sessions again in our upcoming meeting on next Tuesday. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Pushpak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Now I will move to our next session, which is evaluation of the prepared speeches. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal, who will be evaluating the speaker Toastmaster Mamta Jain, and Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal evaluation will be evaluated by Toastmaster Smruti. Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal is a CFO at Asa Fashion with over 25 years of experience in different sector in finance domain. He is a chartered accountant and an alumni of IIM Bangalore and Columbia Business School. He is recognized among India leading CFO, and he is passionate about creating value through innovation, operational excellence, and strong corporate governance. Now over to you, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's my pleasure to evaluate Toastmaster Mamta Jain again. And I must say, Toastmaster Mamta Jain, you mesmerized us with your presentation. A 10-minute presentation, and I never felt that 10 minutes. It was such a wonderful presentation. Now, I'll coming to my evaluation. I'll adopt the style of commendation, recommendation, commendation. The first commendation is the content and structure of your presentation. So you had a catchy introduction, started with a question, which engaged the audience. Then in the body, you had 3 questions. You had the format: why, who, how, which is really good. Why new members? Who is responsible to bring new members? And how to bring new members? So why, who, and how. That format you have adopted in the body section. And then in the conclusion, you had a beautiful message that clubs don't grow because of marketing, but it grows because how we care our members. A great message. Then I'll come to one recommendation. Whenever you're giving a speech or presentation, please give in a standing position. You are sitting and we were not able to see your body postures very clearly. So it's always a recommendation. Please give in a standing position. Again, I'll move to one commendation here. Your entire speech was full of examples. I loved the example of club with 8 members where enthusiasm was dropping, and then you compared with club with 25 members where there were new speeches, new energy. So great comparison. And the entire speech actually was full of examples and tips how to get more members, how to treat them. This is very useful. I'll again move to one recommendation. And in the opening, I feel that you could have given a good short story, which would have made the opening much more powerful. So if you started with a short story and then given the opening, that would have been much more powerful. Again, I'll come to one commendation. I love the simplicity of your presentation. The language was very simple and you kept it simple, focused, and easy to understand. And that's why you connected very well with the audience. So well done. In the conclusion, I would like to say this was a clear, well-structured presentation. And I really congratulate you on completing your level 4 speech. Thank you. And over to you, TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Pushpak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. Now I will hand over the stage to our general evaluator for the remaining evaluation section. Over to you, Gaurii.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pushpak. The second evaluator for Toastmaster Mamta is Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Toastmaster Smruti is a certified soft skills trainer, a mentorship specialist, training content creator, and a seasoned B2B enterprise sales professional with over a decade of experience. Her career is marked by a commitment to fostering personal and professional growth through communication, leadership, and learning. Within Toastmasters, she has held multiple executive roles at the club level and has served at the district level as a club mentor, club coach, and as a distinguished area director. Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Mamta, it's always an exciting yet challenging task to deliver an educational session, especially on a club successful series or a successful club series. Things which really stood out because it is an education session. So, in an education session, it is important to let your audience know where am I coming from and what's the intent of this project. I slightly disagree with my previous evaluator. You did had a story initially. You try to establish the fact that how did we join Toastmasters? And that's the reason why it is important to even call out people to ask them. It was a very minute aspect of your speech, but I really liked it because that helped me to connect with you better and understand that, yeah, I do agree that that's how somebody called me. Hence, I'm here at this particular meeting at present. So good on at least bringing the story. Second thing which was good was you took that effort to go and edit the PPT because I went through the entire presentation. You gave me 3 reasons why I should listen to your PPT after this. You pointed out the factors that in this presentation, we are going to cover these 3 aspects. Putting questions like this in an educational session helped the audience to give a direction, and you did give me a direction. Now, since we had the content and everything in place, as an educational speaker, let's focus on something which are more important. The first aspect is the very first question. You asked how many of you are here because someone invited, and you see one individual raising the hand. I loved that you acknowledged it. But how about people who did not raise the hand? Now, if we are not addressing them, that is called you are literally cornering your entire crowd and you are just addressing the individual who responded. How to tackle this tricky situation is just by letting them know that I do understand if you are not raising your hand, but you have some other reason to join as well. Always address the unknown reasons. That will help you to bring your audience together. Second, though you did edit your content, you added a slide. How about the particular slide of treat guest? It was too much content on slide. As an evaluator, even I was focusing on reading the entire presentation. So always have this mechanism to chop your content and put it in a part of your script where you are actually explaining. No need to put the entire thing on the PPT. The third part is activities. You had 2-3 instances where you said, now this is an activity, and you conducted the activity by saying, isn't that obvious? Isn't the response obvious? We know it's obvious. Even the entire educational session is obvious, but let's not make it obvious. The beautiful activity of folding and unfolding the palm. How about just disable your PPT, unshare it, and then ask people that I want each one of you to do this and wait for them to do this and then ask them to unfold it. It will make the activity more impactful. Overall, Mamta, thank you so much for justifying the educational speech by bringing the content, bringing a small story and giving me the reason. Let's work more on the engagement. Well, let's work more on trimming the right content and we are good to go. Focus on the right activity. Thank you so much. And I give the stage back to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smruti. I will start with our speaker, Toastmaster Mamta. Your speakers have exhaustively given you your evaluation. Something that I would like to add is I loved your call to action, which was all members invite one guest the next time. So you've given us an actionable for the next meeting. Something that I would personally like you to work on is your energy. Toastmaster Smruti also did mention it. How about playing with your pitch, your pace, and the pauses in your voice? Also using hand gestures. What I'm seeing is just your face with no other movement, and that is where the energy dropped completely for me. Moving on to our evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin. Can we spotlight Toastmaster Sachin? Toastmaster Sachin, what I liked about your evaluation is you mentioned by starting with the structure. You told her that she had the why, who, and how. Now, when you give a structure, it is easy for the speaker as well as for the members to understand what you are saying. And it also has a recall value. So kudos on doing that. You also encourage Toastmaster Mamta without sugarcoating your commendations, something that I personally like. Now, my recommendation to you is, how about structuring your own evaluation in a slightly more impactful manner? Why do I say that? You started with a commendation, you went to recommendations, you went back to the commendations. So I wasn't able to properly fathom which were the positives and which were her recommendations. Maybe in summary, if you could do that, but at some point in your evaluation, that would be great. Moving on to Toastmaster Smruti. Smruti, couple of good observations. First of all, you preserve the speaker's confidence. It is the way, it is the tonality with which you speak to the speaker, and it is the commendations that you give to the speaker. Minute details that you give, when you mentioned about that story, which was a very small segment of a presentation, tells me that you were listening. There were actionables. The favorite one, what about those who did not raise their hand? Kudos to you on doing that. I have two recommendations for you. One is, at a point you said that content and everything else was in place. Let's not fill the gaps with everything and etc. We can leave it at content itself. And my second recommendation is, it's a personal bias or a recommendation. Avoid referencing the previous evaluator in your evaluation if you can. Those are my evaluations for speaker 1 and their evaluators. Moving on to speaker 2. Can we spotlight the speaker and the evaluators? It's Toastmaster Samita, Toastmaster Rahul, and Toastmaster Devishree. Toastmaster Devishree first.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator, Madam. Toastmaster Samita Kar, I really enjoyed your speech because it was relatable to the audience. Even when I gave a speech, I faced whatever the issues they mentioned while joining through Zoom. I couldn't able to see the camera point even till now. Instead, I used to see myself. That's thing. So let me start with the 3 commentations and 1 recommendations for you with the speech. The first one, your confidence and vocal delivery. You are a very confident speaker. Your voice was very clear and easy to follow. Even while talking about the difficulties when you faced while connecting to the Zoom, you spoke with a great energy and engaged with the audience. The second one, your storytelling and message. I liked the way how you showed the real problems while you encountered during the Zoom connections. Okay. So the problems by explaining, right, by showing the mobile and microphone and cables, whatever the electricity problems whenever you are facing and the bulb going off, using all these minute details, you were made your storytelling realistic and connecting to the audience, and it is relatable. And what started as is, what you are initially thought is, I will just join the Zoom and give my speech and get the evaluation. That's what you started. But later it turned into a learning experience. What are the problems you faced? What you have learned and how you succeeded. That was a smooth transition you have given. That is one good point. The third one, your gestures and use of space. You almost used your gestures effectively and also used the space in a great way. That gestures and your usage of space, right, made your delivery and convey the message clearly. the final one, coming to recommendations, one thing I want to say is everything is what good. So you ended with a very good thought. Small tweaks can create big changes in life. So it's in addition to that, to make the conclusion little more stronger and impactful, you can connect it back to your Zoom experience, how you learned by making small Zoom setup, recovering those problems. Similarly, the small ticks in our lives can bring a big change in our lives. So overall, it was a more engaging and confident speech. A little add-on on stronger conclusion will make you even more great speeches. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devishree. The second evaluator for Toastmaster Samita is Toastmaster Rahul Swami. I did not introduce Toastmaster Devishree, and I'm going to do it now. Toastmaster Devishree is a software engineer who enjoys solving problems and continuously sharpening technical skills. Beyond work, Devishree finds balance through gardening, which builds patience and calm, and stays energized through her love for music. Thank you, Toastmaster Devishree. Moving on to the second evaluator, that is Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Toastmaster Rahul is a fitness enthusiast and a marketing analyst at Sanofi, Hyderabad, with over 4 years of work experience. An ambitious, strategic thinker with a knack for learning new things. He has come back to the Gabbys to continue his public speaking journey. Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you for the introduction, General Evaluator. Coming to speaker to Samita Kar. I genuinely enjoyed your speech, and you were excellent in grabbing the attention of the audience because you started your speech with a question that how many of us are in Toastmasters to improve our communication skills. That was a wonderful opening. Then also I loved this speech because it was very personal. It was related to you, not somebody else, and also it was having a clear story in it. And that was driving my attention a lot. And also, you were giving us the problems you faced while not being very tech savvy or you're struggling with tech. And also, then you gave us solutions, how you tackled them. That was wonderful. Now, coming to the how we can make this speech and take it up to the next level is there was also humor in this speech at some point when you said that uh, I I was trying to figure out how to I was struggling to turn on my mobile data and get online through mobile. But the transition was not very smooth. That's what I felt. If there was some intentional pause, the humor could have come out much more expressively. And that's one thing. And also, you already know this that eye contact is important. You told us in the speech, but I somehow felt that in the first part of your speech, you were looking down. I'm not sure why is it so, because maybe your laptop is down. You're looking at us, and then you're looking at the camera as well. Maybe. So that is one point I saw, and also there was third point is there was body language, but sometimes the body language was too much. I feel that body language is important, and you were using that, but a purposeful body language is important, even more important, because when you do a purposeful body language, when you show a different gesture, and you don't like always show some gesture to justify your words, that goes like too much. to the listener. And that's it. I think apart from that, you were excellent in grabbing attention. Your speech, your vocal variety was amazing. And there was no boring element in your speech, and also no so it was a very clear speech. And I'm not sure about Netflix and Amazon subscription, but I would love to subscribe to your future speeches. Thank you, and back to you, General Manager.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Time I will also be evaluating Toastmaster Devishree's evaluation. So I'll begin with that. Yeah. Toastmaster Devishree, this is your first ever evaluation. And let me be honest, I did not feel so. And I'll tell you why. You started with how did her speech connect with you personally? You set the context, you gave your opinion, and that relatability is what made your evaluation authentic. Kudos on doing that in your first evaluation ever. You took us through a journey by giving us specific words that she went through. For example, you said she mentioned problems, she gave us learnings, she gave us her successes. Again, it is a structure which shows how attentively you were listening to the speaker's speech. Kudos to you on doing that as well. The third thing that I loved is that you didn't preach, you also demonstrated, right? So when you said that her message was very impactful, you also told her to connect it to the speech, which is connected to the Zoom meeting itself. Small changes, big impact. So I think that was beautifully done. Now, what is the recommendation that I can give you so that you can take your evaluation to the next level? The first one is you said your voice was very clear. Give me specifics. What about her voice sounded clear? Was it the volume? Was it the articulation? When you add specificity to your recommendations, the speaker can understand it better and also use it in their next speeches. The second one is on structuring your evaluation a little better. So your commendations went on for very long. Just as a tipper for your first few evaluations, remember that your commendations should end before the green card comes in. Because actually the recommendations is what the speaker needs. So take enough time from the green to the red to explain your recommendations to the speaker. All in all, what I want to say, Toastmaster Devishree, is the observations were beautiful. For your next evaluation, move from observations to diagnosis. And how do you do that? By adding specificity. I wish you all the best for your future evaluations and looking forward to hearing. Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Toastmaster Rahul, you started by saying your speech was excellent, and I sort of cringed. But then you told us why was her speech excellent, and that was the cherry on the cake. You spoke about her opening question, and that is why you found her speech to be excellent. Like Toastmaster Devishree, you mentioned why you liked the speech. You made a personal connect with the speaker's speech, and that again added authenticity to what you were saying. You mentioned about humor, and yes, there were sprinkles of humor in a speech which had me smiling throughout. Now, what I would like you to do is when you mention a point, you did not have the example ready. You were struggling to think about the instance which was humorous. One question to you, do you write down your evaluation? Okay, you write it down. So also write down the specific examples or instances that form the reasoning for the point that you're making.
Okay.
The next recommendation is I would like you to shorten your sentences. And also is a phrase that you use as a conjunction. Right? So that made your sentences very, very long. If you hear the recording, then you'll probably understand what I'm saying. Toastmaster Samita, that was my kind of a speech. The body language, So I personally disagree with Toastmaster Rahul, and the only reason I do that is he did not give us an example of why he thinks that the body language was too much. Every face you made, every wink that happened, every hand movement that you did added beautifully to your speech. My recommendation to you, you said that you are going to be talking to young people. Now, know your audience is what I want you to consider for your next speech. When the audience is going to be young, this is probably not going to be their challenge. So after you've given us your personal story, how about just adding a closing line that I'm not sure how many of you will understand, or something that connects as a closing line between your speech and the audience. That would have been a perfect speech for me. Thank you very much for your speech and looking forward to future speeches from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, Toastmaster Renu's project will be evaluated by Toastmaster Archana Prajapati. Toastmaster Archana is a consultant anesthesiologist, intensivist, and plain physician. That was a tongue twister. Alongside her medical expertise, she brings a love for travel, art, and storytelling. Her passion for communication and personal growth makes her a wonderful addition to our Toastmasters family. Toastmaster Archana.
Evaluator. So a good table topic master doesn't just ask questions. They actively listen to each answer. And today I saw my target speaker, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, demonstrating this quite well in her role as a table topic master. So Toastmaster Renu Kaushal did very well in three things. First, the opening, that she did the opening with a warm welcome, encouraging all the audience to come on camera, and also giving them clear instructions in what is a table topic and how they are going to attend, and the time also. The second thing was the question. She had an interesting set of questions, and they were quite clear and easy to follow, simple and easy to follow questions according to the theme. That was the best part. And the third thing, she excelled in listening. That was her project. And not only she did listening in the form of words, but also in the form, it was visible through her body gesture, like eye contact. She was nodding throughout. She had smiles in between the speeches. So she was doing all sort of gestures to show that she was actively listening and were into the topic, into the speaker. And actively, she put up the keywords from the speakers like recurring expenses, freedom of choice. These were the keywords said by the speaker. She took it up and she went ahead with the other topic. So that was actively done and beautifully demonstrated by her. Now, coming to what she could have done better was the transition. That is from one table topic to the another table topic. You could create one line bridge, like using previous speaker's response. For example, when she said the first topic, now we know that what subscription does to us is limits our freedom or gives us freedom of choice. Now let's ask, uh, why do we subscribe the things? The next question was about FOMO. So she could have easily connected with a transition line or a bridge line. And the second thing was she could do better in the closing part, which I felt was quite plain and uh, uh, usually we do. But as a project, you could have added some line or used some memorable content from your speaker, like Jomo, and you could have said that like we have joined this Toastmaster for a Jomo of table topics and all. So you could have easily connected them. Overall, you had a good preparation, engaging questions, and strong, visible, active listening. You need to work on your transitions and your closing. It was wonderful listening to you, and it was intriguing table topics session for me, and looking forward for more from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Archana. You have covered everything that I would have thought as a recommendation. Again, couple of beautiful things. There was structure in your evaluation. You told us you're going to give her 3 commendations, and that's exactly what you followed. You've emphasized on the project objective, which was listening, and then you gave us multiple examples on that. So thank you and kudos on focusing on the project objectives for Toastmaster Renu. You also summarized your evaluation. You gave examples for your evaluation. Now, just nitpicking, but you are smiling and you're using hand gestures. Something that is probably not matching is maybe you being too away from the camera and sitting upright. Consider leaning in a little bit. It will also sound more encouraging. And I mean, it's all, if your speech is, your evaluation is with a cherry. I'm adding the Dundee of the cherry by just saying that. So kudos to you on doing that. Okay, I'm going to quickly move on to my tag team, which is first going to be our timer, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Please present your report.
Wow, unbelievable. Prepared speakers and evaluators, you all did well. You all stayed within time limit and qualified for the polls. For your actual timing, for your individual timing, please refer to my detailed report in the chat box. And congratulations to you all once again. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. You took the timer role to an absolutely different level. You just did not give us the timing. But something that was beautiful was when you took names. Toastmaster Mamta Jain, your time is this and this, etc., etc. Now, the sweetest sound for anybody is the sound of their name. And when you do that, I'm sure those speakers were smiling. So beautifully done. Thank you. Moving on to the language evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurav Babu.
Yeah, can I share the report?
Yes, you have the saying right.
Okay. Okay. I hope my report is visible. We had amazing usage of words today, amazing phrases. Most of us, we do use, filler sounds like ahs, ers, and all. So one quick tip we could use to kind of get over this is maybe give a pause or give ourselves some time to actually figure out what to say. Some of the good usages from today is from Toastmaster Reno. It was keep up the theme, the freedom of choosing. Toastmaster Pushpak, why does our brain say this? Toastmaster Gaurii, preserved speaker's confidence, actionables. Toastmaster Mamta, explored 3 simple questions. She used the rule of 3 as well. And Hyperfora, have you invited that person? And then she also said, stand at the lantern. Toastmaster Samita, she used a rhetorical question which asked, what did I see in Toastmasters? Some of the other phrases were mobile and me, best friends. Enhancing. Toastmaster Smruti, crucial, things that stood out, shop your content. Toastmaster Piyush, joy of missing out. Toastmaster Sachin, mesmerize, catchy introduction. Toastmaster Archana, limits our freedom, intriguing. Just few of the corrections we could make over time is one of us used we have already understand. It is more like we have understood. And the other one was please give in standing position. Instead, we could say deliver the speech while standing. So these are few of my recommendations and amazing phrases we used. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. I liked how you introduced your role to begin with. You made a comparison to Netflix, and that brought a smile to my face. Something that as a recommendation I would like you to do is remind us to use the word of the day, especially maybe before the table topics, because sometimes it's not that the speakers are not using the word, we forget to use the word of the day. Just add it as a reminder. And secondly, add to our knowledge. If you can give us one new rhetorical device. Now, if the question is that we are short on time, you can describe it in one line or just put it for us in the chat box. Thank you. Moving on to the listener for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Sourav, are you there?
Yes. Hi. Sorry, there was. Am I audible?
Audible.
Yeah. So I have got a few questions to check our listening skills. So the first evaluator, the first speaker, Mamta, in her speech, she made one closing line, fill in the blanks. Clubs don't grow through dash, they grow through members who dash. What's dash and dash? Can I request not to be spotlighted so that I can see the people?
Marketing
And?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. What was the speech title of Samita Kar?
Zoom to Zoom.
Okay, great. According to Smruti, who was the second evaluator of the first speaker, one slide was extremely text heavy. What was the title of that slide? One slide that Mamta used was extremely text heavy. What was the title of that slide?
Yes.
She mentioned that slide title particularly and said that this slide was extremely text heavy. Maybe Smruti can help us. Smruti, what was the slide title?
Treat guest.
Treat guests, right. What does Devishree do as a profession? What's Devishree's profession? Except for Gaurii, it was mentioned by Gaurii during her introduction. And Devishree, anyone else can attempt this.
Software engineer.
Software engineer. I should have said Prasang also because Prasang wrote the intro. Okay, great. Okay. And the last one, there were various combination of speakers, right? So which speaker spoke on this particular topic? Monday should get better appreciation. Which speaker duo spoke on the topic? Monday should get better appreciation.
Travel and Pushpak.
Lovely. So I think we are fairly good in terms of listening skills, except for one googly. Most of the balls were played well. And with that, I would hand over the stage back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. Over to you, Gaurii.
Thank you, DT and Sourav Dutta. That was a mixture, not just to fill in the blanks and direct questions. It was also a mixture of difficulty levels. You threw us questions from every area of the meeting, including introductions. So kudos to you on doing that. Now, getting on with the evaluation of the meeting, I will start with the Sergeant at Arms. Today, if I was to give a theme to the evaluation, I'm going to say preparedness. And that was something beautiful. Toastmaster Prasang, you did not start off with the cliche Sergeant at Arms speech, and you introduced this theme to us when you spoke about subscription. And after that, you mentioned the club mission also very effectively. Moving on to the presiding officer, all the information was given in a very effective manner. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pushpak, a very, very interesting theme. I was wondering that how is this going to take off, but it took off and landed quite effectively. You started with interesting questions and it had me peeking into reality. I'm guilty of so much. Thank you for taking me on a guilt trip. One word that I will take away from your session, convenience. I will never go for 299 rupees ever again. Maybe not 2 hours, but ever again. You balanced audience interaction with giving us knowledge about the science of subscriptions. That was a balance that I liked. A few recommendations to you. Transitions. When you transition from one speaker to the other or one segment to the other, that was very abrupt. You were finishing what you had to say and quickly move on to the next role taker. I'll give you an example. Let's say when you were moving to the table topic section, how about adding a transition line saying, a subscription, I will not even, this is if I would have been in your place, a subscription I wouldn't even opt for, even if it was free, or something like that. A transition line that connects your theme to the speaker or the next role taker. I think I have covered everybody else in the meeting. Just give me a second, please. Yes. Now, just a general evaluation, what happens at the back end. Now, particularly this meeting, we got the role takers introductions right on Sunday. And during the meeting also, the back-end disasters were being handled. There was no listener. The TMOD had let us know that he's not going to give a break, etc. One thing that I want to bring your notice on is we have started giving pointers when it comes to evaluators. And I'm sure that the VP's intention is for a smooth running of the meeting and that the points are not overlapped. But this is a personal fear that I have. If this questionnaire becomes a checklist for us, then are we really going to be developing evaluators who will be thinking? Just a point of thought, this is my point of view. In case overlap is what we are fearing, why can't we go back to the earlier system, which was the first speaker will evaluate the content and the first evaluator will evaluate the content and the second evaluator will evaluate the delivery. I think that would keep the demarcation better than giving them a checklist, which they just say a yes and no to. And the second one, the energy in today's meeting, extremely low. There is no audience interactions, and I can see how difficult it must be for speakers and role takers to grab attention. Having said that, this was my time as general evaluator, and I'm going to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurii. Now it's time to take some key takeaways from hidden subscription. So before you keep any subscription, ask yourself 3 questions. First is, did I use it recently? Second one, would I buy it again today? Third one, is it giving me more value than its cost? Cost value analysis. If the answer of all 3 is no, maybe it's time to press that beautiful button, cancel your subscription. See, a subscription is not necessarily bad. The problem is when it's renew automatically without us checking whether we still need it or not. And that happens in our life too. We keep always renewing our old habits, our old excuses, our old relationship with our time. So always ask yourself, what am I repeatedly paying for? Am I paying with money or am I paying with my time Am I paying with my health, my attention, my peace of mind? Sometimes the best financial decision is not just saving your 999 rupees. It's stopping something from silently charging your life. Now, I will hand over this stage to our PO, Renu Kaushal. Over to you, Renu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Pushpak, for us taking us through the journey of subscription. We definitely have some good thoughts about subscription and renewing and reviewing our subscription list. So now it's time to announce the poll results. Yes, we have poll results almost ready. So let's begin with our favorite auxiliary role taker. The favorite auxiliary role taker for today evening is, well, we have a tie here. The tie is between Gaurav Babu and DTM Sourav Dutta. Congratulations to both. Next, I would take up the favorite evaluators. There is no tie. That is the hint. And you can all let me know who the favorite evaluator. Any guesses? Anybody would like to take a guess? When this person is in the evaluator list, she is definitely a winner.
Smruti?
Yes, right. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Samita, for reminding me that my voice is going low. Now we have, can we please spotlight the winners alongside? The favorite speaker for today's evening is none other less the VP Education, Toastmaster Samita Kar. Congratulations. And now is the time for the favorite role player. Well, whenever this person is also in the room in the list, she is also coming by as a winner. Any guesses? It's a clear thing.
Toastmaster Gaurii.
Yes. Congratulations to all the winners. I hope I've covered all the polls for today. Do we have, okay, we have one last.
Sorry. I was just going to say, can we spotlight Toastmasters?
We have one last poll that is for the favorite table topic speaker. That is none other than Smruti S. Mohanty and Piyush Mohanty. Congratulations to both of you. That's Mohanty Square today winning the table topic speaker poll. Smruti, can we please have you on camera? Are you there in the meeting? Smruti is not there?
Yes, she is here.
Okay.
She has been spotlighted.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Many congratulations to all the winners of today's. Now, before we conclude today's meeting, I would just request if any of the guests would like to share their experience of today's meeting. Richa K, could see you attending the whole meeting. Do you have anything to share? Okay. With that, I quickly move on to Sri Lakshmi. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. How was your experience? I guess you attended GOAT's meeting for the very first time.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. I believe I've actually attended in the past. But yeah, thank you so much for calling me out again. But thank you so much and for having me part of the meeting today. Totally enjoyed it. And as usual, I guess happy to be back to the main meeting. And yeah, thank you also for the wonderful table topics. So I had a wonderful time being part of the meeting. Yeah, thank you once again.
Thank you so much for coming by. We would look forward to seeing you more in the meetings.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Well, that brings me to the end of today's meeting. And before we end, a gentle reminder to join the Saturday meeting where we have a speech marathon coming up. So everybody stay tuned and join us on Saturday for the speech marathon, and have a very lovely evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good
Yeah,
night.
thanks
Have a
everyone.
nice evening.
Good night,
Week
everyone.
ahead.